And we are live. We are back with Mr. B-Stone. He's over there.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It is your afternoon. It is your
Mm.
afternoon. It's morning somewhere. So good morning for our Singapore listener, if you're still listening.
Yeah.
I believe it's morning in Singapore. I might be wrong. It might be completely opposite of that.
You've just ruined that. They've left now. We have
Have
one
they?
fucking listener in Singapore.
Didn't even do your research on
And
time.
you've pissed them off.
That's it. I pissed
I
them
give
off.
up.
If you are heading to Singapore anytime soon and you fancy listening to us, it'd be awesome. Anyway, welcome back. Looking fresh. We are post-gym opening, but most importantly, post-barber opening, which is an awesome thing in itself.
Well, barber shop. My barber hasn't opened specifically. That sounds weird. But the shop that you practice out of has opened. That's how you open your barber?
I mean, so my barber came to the gym.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So he turned up and we had Redbeard Barbershop for a little while.
Nice.
And he just turned up and sheared members, which was awesome.
Yeah. Did they ask for that?
I'm now looking
Otherwise, that's weird.
a bit weird. Yeah, they asked for it. Yeah, they didn't just turn up and he attacked them with a set of clippers.
Consensual, that's fine.
That would have been hilarious, though.
Yeah, 100%.
That would have been amazing. I would have definitely made 250 quid from you being framed on that.
Yeah.
Like, sell CCTV footage. I don't think that's GDPR issues at all in that.
I think so.
You'll be all right. You're fine. Might just do that. Just harvest a bit of CCTV. Get Murray back here. Just like as someone comes in, just clip a bit of them off. Might be cool. Don't touch the beard though. That's the thing. But I must say, looking slightly less trampy than I have been.
Yeah.
Somehow you look like you've had a smaller flock of seagulls fly through your hair. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, genuinely. Yeah, I've only got a small nest of birds now rather than I had a whole sanctuary at one point.
You had a fucking aviary in there before.
I did, yeah.
Aviary of budgies. Oh, on the budgies conversation from my last podcast, a friend of mine, her brother actually keeps budgies. There you go.
What, as in, like, owns them or keeps them as in won't give them away? Like, hoards.
That one. Definitely that one. He captures escaped budgies and just about the crazy cat lady. Yeah, he's a crazy cat lady, but he's the crazy budgie man. There you go.
That's what I do, mate. Honestly, Bill Huddy comes around to look at my hair. That's how many birds in mine.
Bill Oddie, there's a reference. I would have gone David Attenborough, but you went Bill Oddie. I like it.
Yeah. He's more feral, I think.
He is the Bear Grylls to your Ray Mears.
Yeah, Attenborough's too good for my hair, let's be honest.
It's fair. It's a good point. Attenborough's too good for literally anybody's hair.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. He's amazing. Yeah. We love Attenborough. Right, anyway, onto the topic. We've only got a short one today because we're both terrible at timekeeping. I say we're both. I am terrible at timekeeping.
I am as well. We've always got a short one, though, so that'll be all right. I'm used to it.
It's true. Make of that what you will, dear listener. So I figured we'd just belt through, have a real short, quick cut rant about some bullshit industry myths. Obviously, gyms are open again now in the UK, which is wonderful. And as a result of gyms being open, all of the fucking cretins come out on Instagram and try and sell you bullshit. I've had several in my inbox recently. And I figured we'd just try and go through some of the nonsense and try and shed a little bit of light on it. We may or may not shed some light on it. We might just go off onto one. And if we just have a go at a thing and don't explain it, bear with. We'll cut back to that in the next episode. There's a cliffhanger. I mean, where to start? I've got a small list in front of me and I don't know where to go. I'm going to start based on a recent post I put up because it was one of the things that pissed me off a lot. And that is crunches are the best exercise for your core. Fuck off. No, they're not. They're just not.
Fact. It is.
But is it though?
No, but it's funny to watch.
There you go, it's not. Crunches are not the best exercise for your core. There is maybe, I think I said this off air, if your goal was to be really fucking good at crunches, then do a load of crunches. That's
With
all.
some people it is. I've heard people try and do the crunches world record and stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand why that is though. It's like someone tried to do the plank world record for like 8 hours or whatever it was. Why would you want to do yourself? I don't understand.
But in plank time, that must be like 6 weeks as well, because plank time's longer than normal.
Like time in planks is like dog years.
Yeah.
It's horrific. So yeah, but like crunches are not the best exercise for your core. Arguably, they don't work your core, they work your abs. So like core is, in my definition, core is anything from like, anything that's not a limb or your head, I'm going to class as your core for the sake of this. And like crunches are very specific to ab.
Mm-hmm.
So like, bullshit. I would suggest that anything to do with standing up, loaded or unloaded, anything bar overhead, anything bracing against the thing, anything where you have to move load in space is going to be better for your core than a fucking crunch. And I would have that debate with just about anybody, and pretty convinced I would win.
Strength, I agree with you. I think there's a place for hypertrophy for a crunch if you wanted to have hypertrophy. And I think sometimes, because basically then you want like reps and like volume and like load. And I think you can load a crunch quite well in quite a few different ways. For hypertrophy, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, not for strength, really.
No, but even then, like the caveat being, it's not a core thing. All exercises have their place.
Oh yeah.
Romanian deadlifts have their place. Like they're fucking horrendous, but they've got their place.
I did some Wednesday. Couldn't walk till Sunday night. I went back to the gym Monday and was so fucking sensible. Mate. And then for some reason Wednesday I just went, well, that means that you're back to where you were, and then just buggered myself.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, 2 days is all you need back in the gym to be
honestly fair. Royally sodomized. I had a game of cricket. I had a game of cricket at home on the Saturday, and I actually couldn't walk. I couldn't run. I was just hobbling around.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Amazing. I like that a lot. But yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I really want to know everyone else's like gym stories. Like, if you've just gone back to the gym and you are fucking hanging, tell me. I want to know, and I will feature you on the next one because that's amazing. In fact, we might even do a little bit. We'll just bring you on. You can tell us. That'd be fucking great.
That'd be good. That. But like, eccentrically loading the hamstring at a weight that I was not accustomed to repeatedly, like 4 sets, and then doing some other accessory stuff.
Yeah, awful.
Well, all I will say is it's a good job we can do a podcast for the 4 weeks before talking about why not to do that.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it would have been sensible. Maybe that was a topic we should have covered off at least once, maybe 3 times.
I wasn't to know. You never said.
No, correct. I mean, I think that was episode 15, maybe 14 or
17. Right. Yeah.
It might have been a few of them. We might have said something about that before. Maybe. I don't know.
So.
Well. The thing is that knowing full well that we do this podcast and people listen to it and immediately get the information in and go, that makes sense. And then it immediately goes straight out the other ear. And they go, nah, I'm going to test my 1 rep max bench, which is awesome. So yeah, genuinely, if you've done a thing like that, drop me a note. I'm well interested in that. I want to hear stories. So let's do that. So to kind of tie that one up, there are better ways to train your core than to do fucking crunches. And a lot of those ways would be to load yourself standing up and do movements, squat, deadlift, lunges, side lunges, rotational work, anything like that. They're going to be way better at loading your core. There is a position for crunches in hypertrophy and that sort of stuff. Yes, agreed. If you fancy getting your disco muscles for the beach, I am way too far gone for disco muscles for the beach. I was fully hoping, not hoping, that's definitely the wrong word. I was fully prepared for Boris to cancel another summer. And then the fuckers opened it all back up again. So that's cool. On that, I've got to take my daughter to her first swimming lesson this Friday. I'm very excited about that, but I'm not so excited about the prospect of waddling through a pool in my trunks. That's a good one. There's an image for all of you wonderful, wonderful people. You can enjoy that.
If you think you're not looking forward to that, think what the general public are thinking about that idea.
Swimming teacher watching this fucking orc walk through the pool with a baby. Ah, man.
Why is it a different teacher this week? Oh, the one last week resigned?
Yeah. Emotional scars. They're in the...
Yeah, she cited something to do with the zoo, but we didn't really understand what she was on about. But she's gone.
Some escaped gorilla turned up in pineapple swimming trunks. It's going to be good. I can't wait. I'm excited. But anyway, that's the thing. That's the thing we could touch on next week. I'll let you know how that goes. Do you have a myth that you want to hit? If not, I've got another one.
One you just mentioned off air about not training on an empty stomach is pretty much bollocks. It's just so vague.
Pretty much. I feel like pretty much gives it too much credit for being maybe true.
It's just vague, isn't it? Like, technically, it depends what you mean. If you mean the antithesis of an empty stomach in on a full stomach, then you've probably got a point. Like, do you want to be bursting at the seams and then going into a full training session where you're training maximally and you've got a brace? Probably doesn't end particularly well. But if you mean you've got to be fasted to train, well, that's obviously nonsense. And generally, people train better with some sort of snack 1 hour to 2 hours before they train, depending on what you've tried and practiced before. Generally, about 1 gram per kilogram of your body weight, about an hour before a session, in carbohydrate that's got not much fat in it, not much fiber. you will train better and feel better. But yeah, that's one that you mentioned that's generally bollocks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those, and there is, I don't know if there is, and it depends. I think you said it depends on the context. If you're training, if the opposite to empty stomach is full stomach, empty is probably preferable. I have trained on a full stomach. It did not end well. It was horrendous. I forgot I'd agreed to meet a friend of mine at the gym to do a squat session. And about 45 minutes before that, I'd just finished an immense Toby Carvery. It was not a great session. I ended up just spotting him. I didn't do anything. It was horrible. But then, I feel like on the back end of that, it's probably a good way to actually, this is probably not a bad point to bring up like fasted cardio and that sort of stuff. I don't understand why you would. Like, I don't understand why you would want to train fasted. If you can train fast, I think we covered this up in a previous episode, like one of the early ones. If you can train fasted and you feel good on doing it and you're trying to cut some weight and that's a way of getting calories out, fine, do that. If you're just training fasted because you think the benefits are going to be more calories burned or more efficient fat loss or more effective fat loss, whatever that's going to be, and then you're going to eat again after your session what you would have ate before anyway, then I think it's bullshit. I think you're kind of not necessarily going about it the wrong way. You're just probably a bit misguided. If you're going to put food in, it doesn't matter when you burn anything out. It's just food in. It's like the whole narrative of don't eat past 8 p.m. because carbs double. It's bollocks. They don't. Like, calories are calories, whatever time you eat them. Carbs is carbs, protein, fats is fats. Like, whatever time of day you eat them, like, the banana in your fruit bowl doesn't know it's 8 p.m. So, like, just eat. I think that's the same with training before, training after a meal or after a snack. We said before, like, my go-to is a jam sandwich before the gym. It's just simple. My inner 5-year-old loves it, and it's a good amount of shitty carbs that just get into your system quick. Makes me feel good, gets me training. That's that. So yeah, don't train on an empty stomach. It's nonsense. Like, if you feel good. There's people I know that can't train with anything. They just bring it straight back up again. In which case, train on an empty stomach. I guess it's going to be your best bet. But I don't know. The whole fasted training thing is baffling to me. I don't really understand it.
Yeah, there's no real place for it unless it's your preference in strength sports. If we're looking at endurance sports, it's slightly different. And if you were like getting on stage and you were near the end, there may be some benefits there as well, but tiny benefits. Yeah,
really.
Most people, not necessarily.
Maybe don't eat before a weigh-in if you're close to your weight class.
Yeah,
again, you're weighing 2 hours to lift anyway, so you've got 2 hours to grab a snack.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I'm missing. I miss competitions, man. I remember, like, the last competition I went to was amazing. It was quite a decent level comp. And everyone went along, did their weigh-in, and then there were just hordes of people smashing Bryce out of a Tupperware. There's me and my mob, like, cracking down Knockos and Tang Fastics. It was good. After a trip to the Harvester, it was brilliant. We had a great day. It was good. It was good.
That's probably something in our workshop next week.
Yes.
Plug that. Then we'll probably touch on a little bit more in terms of weigh-ins and stuff and how you go about that.
Absolutely. So, yeah, actually on that, because I'm very conscious of running out of time, on the next week, definitely English. You can see I've had a week of dealing with people and I've forgotten how to person now.
On the week next,
I'm going to turn into Yoda. Workshop, Charlie Beestone hosting
workshop there is.
I'm going to try that again in English. So next Wednesday? 27th, I believe. Yeah. 27th at 7 p.m. 28th, thank you, at 7 p.m. That's where I got the 70. 28th at 7 p.m. Mr. Charlie Beeston, with all of his hair and knowledge wonderment, it's hosting a nutrition workshop for us. I say for us, it's for everybody. You can come for it, but Bread Beer Barbo are hosting it. It is via Zoom, but we're going to cover off. I keep saying that. We're not. Charlie is, because he's way better at this shit than I am. He's going to cover off all things performance nutrition, weight cuts, weight gains, on and off seasons, whatever else have you. But just cover up a whole bunch of bits and pieces. If you would like a ticket for it, drop me a note. Members are a tenner, non-members are 15 quid. All that money goes towards Charlie's next haircut. So you can chip in, give generously. If you've been on the thing and you have if you get on the call, then we'll record it and you can have the recording after the call as well, so you can go back and watch it, because there'll be a lot of pieces of information that you'll miss or kind of take on but forget. So it's good to have that reference to go back to. So drop me a note. You can get me on Instagram at Redbeard Barbell Club or email me contact@redbeardbarbell.co.uk and I will sort you out a space for that call. It should be good. Look at that. That was like a minute. That was the most professional minute I've ever had on this podcast.
I'm stunned.
I think we finish it there. That's us.
Could be.
I think we've peaked. This might be our last ever. This might be our last ever Knights Nuggets. I think we've peaked.
Wow.
It definitely won't be because I want to talk about how I emotionally scarred all the nice people at Maidenhead with my swimming lesson. Not my swimming lesson, with my daughter's swimming lesson.
No, it's become your swimming lesson.
Definitely
We're not finished yet.
Just me bombing around in the pool with a bunch of babies. I'm going to get me armbands. That'd be amazing. I was going to say, do you think they make armbands big enough? But that implies I've actually got big arms. I haven't. They're pathetic.
Yeah. Rubber ring, maybe.
A rubber ring with a little duck on it. That might be a thing. I'm going to find one. Do you reckon they do those in 2XL?
I'd have thought so.
I might just go down and because where I live is very posh. We have a weir on the river near my house. So there's a thing. I might just go down there and take the big like red and white safety ring. You know, when someone falls in the weir and they're about to die. I might just borrow that for Friday afternoon. Hope no one does. That might work.
Yeah.
I'm on it. Nice. I'm going to do that. Right. I genuinely think we should do that there because we've got about 3 minutes before we've both got to get off. So I think that's us done. Short and sweet episode today. Talking about a little bit of ranty, like stop doing crunches if you just want to work your core. Carry on doing crunches if you want disco muscles. That's fine. Maybe eat before a workout. That's probably about it. And tune in next time to hear about the inevitable register I'm going to end up on for being in the local swimming pool in my swimming trunks.
Charlie's new ankle bracelet.
I must caveat the point that my missus is doing her part to save the world in that she refuses to allow me to buy budgie smugglers. I found a pair of cow print budgie smugglers that I thought were going to be amazing, and she said absolutely not. So I have got swimming shorts, which is really unfortunate.
That's sexist. Why aren't you allowed to dress how you want to?
I mean, I might take this up to a higher thing. I'm going to get onto. I might get onto Marks and Spencer's lawyers because they're doing a great job with Colin and Cuthbert.
Yeah, I'll get on Audi's social media because they're doing a good job as well.
Audi's social media have smashed it. They've done really well. I like the fact that they tagged Judge Rinder. It's amazing. Yeah, they've done well. Right. Anyway, on that, if you want to reach out to us and do some bits and pieces, obviously the workshop next week is going to be pretty cool. So drop me a note on that one and I will sort you out a ticket. You could drop Charlie a note to be fair as well, and you can palm you over my way. What else is there going to be? I think that's about it. Let's just plug that and call it a day. There you go.
Nice.
Book onto that. It's going to be worth the tenner or the 15 quid for your non-members, and we'll go from there. And I will see you next Tuesday.
If you're still allowed to walk freely away from prisons, then I'll see you next week.
Well, if I'm tucked up inside because I'm living at Her Majesty's leisure for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure I could just say, listen, like, I don't think you realise we have international listeners for this podcast. International listener, we lost Singapore. We've now got Germany only. Kind of a big deal. So you need to let me at least do the podcast. So I might be in a different place. I might not be back in the gym. I might be in like prison. But either way, we'll be podcasting. We'll get one in next week, and I will tell you how everything's gone, and I will introduce you to my new bunk friends if I'm in prison. So there we go.
I'm sure you'll get very friendly with them.
Very friendly. Right. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will chat to you next week. Cheers, dude.
In a bit.